Hi guys, hope everybody's doing good, okay? Hope everybody's doing good, okay? Hope everybody's doing good today. Well, look how we've started out, huh? I was trying to get my little remote to work, and I just cannot figure it out. But I don't have my phone in here, so maybe that could be... Oh, well, now it's working. I can't figure it out, but anyway, let's try it for a while anyway. How's everybody doing? I'm doing good. My allergies are kicking my butt. Thank God for Zyrtec because yesterday and day before, my eyes were just, I was crying and my nose was running and it was just very bad. And my daughter said, Mom, why don't you just take some Zyrtec? And I'm like, oh, that stuff doesn't work. You know, yes, it does. So today I'm a whole lot better. And y'all haven't seen me for a while because I really, there's nothing going on. I just needed a little break from things, period. So I just didn't do any videos. And I don't really have anything to show you. I want to talk to you about several things. I don't have anything to show you. And those of you that are just stopping by, please stay. There may be something interesting that I talk about and maybe not, you know, you maybe go, ugh, whatever. But I talk about things that have happened to me in the past, and a lot of them are kind of comical because my life has been... not the perfect life, but a lot of funny things have happened along the way. And my memory's not gone yet, so I remember, and I love telling the stories about it. I do have 2 packages from, I had 3, but I opened one, so it was a blouse, really pretty blouse. The day that I wear it, I'll tell you. But anyway, I've got 2 boxes from QVC, and I don't remember, they're very light, but I don't remember what I ordered. Hope I didn't show my address. Anyway, we're gonna open these 2 boxes, and then I'm gonna talk about, you gotta help me remember what I'm gonna talk about, but I'm gonna talk about Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, the trial that's going on right now. They're getting him for racketeering, prostitution. He was a big mogul in the music world, and he touched a lot of lives, and he had a show where he molded young people on how to be stars and everything. And just I thought he was okay, you know, as a person in the audience just watching, and I thought he was doing good, but he was really bad. And those of you who are just stopping by, after you watch our show, after you watch us talk for a while, please hit that thumbs up button. YouTube loves the thumbs up. I don't know if there's a big guy smoking a cigar that says, I want to see some more thumbs up, you know. I don't know, but it's good for me, and it doesn't hurt you if you like things and you give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You won't hear from me like every day or whatever, but you know, I come on from time to time, and I keep saying I'm going to try to do better, but I mean, now that I can't afford anybody anymore, Temu or anybody, so what on earth did I order? Oh, it's a hat. You know, does anybody like horse racing? I have sworn that next year, if I'm able, I'm gonna go to the Kentucky Derby. First of all, I love horse racing. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know how to pick my horses. And every time I pick horses, mine come in either 1, 2, or 3. And I'm just gonna go. Even if I have to pay somebody to push me in a wheelchair, I'm gonna go. But anyway, the Belmont Stakes is coming up, and I'm not sure on the dates. But anyway, the little hat, I guess it's like a little summer hat. Now I've got this big hair on, so this is probably not going to work. Whoa, I like that. Hey, Dee, come see. I like this.
Yes, ma'am.
Look at this little hat.
Oh, cute.
It's a little summer hat.
That's nice.
And it's crocheted straw or something. Isn't that nice?
Very. I love the color.
And I'd put me a flower right here and I'd wear it at the Kentucky Derby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you. Anyway, this is cute. And it came from, it's a San Diego hat. And it is, adjustable option for the perfect fit. It's really soft and pliable and everything. Let me see how much it was. In case y'all want to go on a QVC site and order one. It was $22. That's it. $22. And look at that. That is so cute. And I love the color. I don't remember what other colors it came in, but I would even like to get another color. I like that. But anyway, let's go back to Diddy. Well, here's what I'm having a problem with. This guy, according to the stuff that I'm hearing in the trial, this guy was a degenerate. And some of the stuff that you hear from a degenerate, I don't think the public needs to hear all this. Not that I believe in being censure, but some things I just don't think that we need to hear. I think there's weak minds, and that weak minds hear things, and then the next thing you know, they want to try it or they want to do the same thing. That's what I think. But it goes beyond normal sexual fantasies and stuff like that. Like I said, he was a degenerate. And I worry about the people that he harmed, that he forced. And don't tell me he didn't force this one lady that he beat her and kicked her in a hotel lobby, and the hotel had a film of it. But do you know the hotel said they wouldn't show it, and he paid them $50,000? And then he gave a security guard, I don't know how much money to turn a blind eye. So, my boss used to tell me, we had an argument one time because he told me, he said, Pat, everybody, I don't care who it is, has a price. He says, and you just have to keep at it and keep at it until you figure out what their price is. He said, but everybody has a price. So I guess the security guard, whatever price he offered him, he ended up taking it. let's see what else we got here. Anyway, he kicked this lady. He beat her and hit her in the head with something, and to keep her, she wanted to leave after she got involved with him. And now they will show that later on in their relationship, some of the things he did, she started to like it. Well, she was fueled with drugs. So I think if you're exposed to certain things over and over and over, after a while those things may become more acceptable to you. And I think that might be what happened to her. And you have to remember that she was 18 years old when she got with him. Hey, you guys, 18 is a baby. I don't care that we say 18 is grown. Think about when you were 18. 18 is a baby. And you get involved with a powerful man like he was at the time, and it seemed like you couldn't get away from him, you're going to join him before you try to keep beating him, or trying to get away. You're going to join him. You're going to give up. So anyway, but I've been following that. But I just wonder how people can go back to their lives. And like this lady that's Cassie, that's telling all the stuff that he did and made her do, she's pregnant and she has 2 kids at home. All this stuff that's being said, her kids are going to have access to it. That's what I'm talking about. Some things that's being said in court, some of those questions and stuff that they're asking, racketeering and for prostitution, some of this stuff I don't even think they need as much as what they're getting out of these people. And her kids will be able to go and pull this stuff up and listen to what their mother lived through and what it seemed like she condoned after a while and everything. I don't know how you go back to so-called normal after this. Oh boy. I already know this isn't going to be good. I saw these loafers and I thought I'd want them, to wear with some stuff. And they're like what I can, but they're heavy. They're heavy, and I don't really do heavy shoes because it makes my legs tired. But I should have known these would be, who are these? Who made these? Mia shoes. These would look great with jeans. They look great with the dresses, and and I can't wear anything with heels. I did buy some with some heels. I don't know if I showed them to you, but I haven't tried them on yet. But I love these. I love the way they look, don't you? And they're blue. They're great. I'm going to try and wear them, but I really think they're going to be too heavy for me. I hope not, because I really like them. I really, really do. So let me show you these. I don't know if I've shown them to you before. I like this shoe. And you can adjust it. And I wear a 10. And I don't wear a 10 wide, but my foot is it is fat, but I don't need a wide. A wide doesn't fit good. But I haven't worn anything with that kind of heel in ages. So we'll see. And I don't do a whole lot of walking. My kids have like if we're going shopping or something, they'll have a wheelchair that gets me to the door. And then when I go in, I use my cane and everything. Or, they can push me. It depends on if I'm really going to do some shopping. But this is a Clark's, and I don't know how much I paid for this. It doesn't have how much I paid. But it's not real heavy. But this one is heavy. But boy, I like it. Boy, I love that shoe. my shoes. I gotta get me a pair of red ones, and then I'm finished for the summer. This summer, anyway. And I love this little hat. I gotta go see if they have any more. So let's finish talking about Diddy. Well, you know, I wanted to be in the entertainment business at one time. And we had a chance, me and two other ladies, Barbara Evans now, and the late Lynn Moxley. We had a group, and we were called the Shalimars before there were any other Shalimars. And I think we became the Shalimars like in 57. And we spelled it with a I, S-H-A-L-I. And we did singing, you know, like in our area and for our school assemblies or variety shows or whatever. And we also became friends with a guy that ran a recording studio. And I even made a demo, because I used to go to LA every summer, and I took my demo to Specialty Records and played it for them. And they liked it, and the only problem was they said, we want to hear you in person. And I think we were like 13. And so the other ladies, or one of the parents, said absolutely not. Well, thank God our parents had more sense than we had, because we had a guy, the same guy that ran the studio. He had some contracts drawn up where he wanted to be our manager, agent, or something. And you know, when kids go into business like that and they're awfully young, and then these people take you away from your surroundings and stuff, and they take you around adults, you know. I am so thankful this day that our parents had the good sense to say no. And my mother didn't even say no. When he came to the house with the paperwork, she just left, that's all. She didn't want to talk to him. She didn't want to see him. She said, it's just non-negotiable. There's nothing that he can say to me. You know, she said, you girls are just turning 14 years old, and you have to go to school. And of course, we all got together, and we thought our parents were mean and ugly and nasty and jealous and, you know, all this stuff. And Barbara's mother said, she was priceless, and she said, I did not give my daughter 8 years of music to end up singing in a dive. That tells it like it is, doesn't it? So, thank God, after listening to all these horror stories. And you know, I think you'd be surprised how you can drift into situations and don't know how to get out of them, especially when you're young, you know, and especially when you're young and impressionable, and older people are telling you, oh, this is the thing to do. This is the right thing. You have to do this. Everybody does this, and this is what it'll take to get ahead and all that, you know. But anyway, all right, let's don't talk about him anymore. But I just hope that they convict him on the things that he is charged with that are against the law. I don't think it's against the law to be a freak, but I think that he did do some things that were totally against the law, and I think he should pay. And then, well, I've shown you everything that I got, and so we talked about Diddy, and we don't talk about politics here. I mean, you guys want politics, you have to go to David Weir, or what's that man's name that I used to really like, Anderson, or somebody like those people for news and current events, those kind of current events. I will say this, because I worked for the government twice in my life, and you had to be careful. At one time, you had to be careful the crowds that you associated with, and they also would check to make sure that you didn't have a bunch of outstanding debts and stuff like that, because if you did, I mean, people could blackmail you or whatever, you know, you had to kind of be on the up and up. So my point is, with Trump and this plane that the Saudis gave him, I think it was the Saudis, the government jobs I had, that would have been a no-no. Anybody else have government jobs? That's just not something that we were allowed to do. I think we could have accepted gifts if they were no more than $100. Definitely, I do remember something about $500, but I couldn't swear to it. But you had to be careful of gifts from people in whatever position you had if you were a government employee. And that seems like a really, really big gift. And it seems like that would be a gift that would have some things attached to it, you know. People just don't give you $400 million planes because they like the way you look. They're going to want something. And maybe I got the wrong people. Maybe it's not the Saudis. I don't know. But whoever, I just think that, yes, and I'm flattered, but no thank you. We don't want that. That's what I would think we would say. Anyway, I'll never get to fly on it, so what difference does it make? Oh, and one time I saw Air Force One parked at Boeing's in Renton in Seattle. In Renton, back then Renton was really small and whatever. And I called the TV station, I think, and I said, I see a plane that says United States of America, and I'm sure it was Air Force One, and it's at Boeing's. And they asked me questions like, what's it to you? Not in those terms, but kinda, you know. And so I ended up hanging up. I never found out who was there, who flew in on it, or who flew out, or whatever. I got absolutely no information, just smart questions, you know. Anyway, it's funny. It was funny then, it's funny now. Oh, to me, it was like a giant conspiracy. You know, why is this plane here? You know, it could have been there being service, you know, getting something done that only Boeing's could do, for all I know. And, oh, I know what I was going to tell y'all. So I had my hearing checked a few months ago. I don't know if I told you this. And my daughters, they get really upset with me because I'm always saying, what? You know, what'd you say? Huh? And they go, Mom, have your hearing checked. So I had my hearing checked, and they said that I did need hearing aids, that I was, because of age, you know, I was losing a little of my hearing. And so my doctor says he wanted to show me some hearing aids, and they were like $5,000 and $6,000. And I said, will my insurance pay for any of this? And they said, absolutely not. You know, no, your insurance isn't going to pay for any of this. And I said, well, I have to think about this. So anyway, when I left, I did some research. Now, I don't understand this. You can get hearing aids from $200 to $6,000. Why is there such a wide range in there? Wouldn't you think that a good hearing aid would be $3,500? So you could get a good hearing aid for, say, $900 and a better hearing aid for $3,500. But $6,000, the range, you know, from $200 to $6,000 seems like a lot. So, being frugal like I am, without telling my daughters or anything, I ordered me some $200 hearing aids. Well, there's just one little problem with them. I can't turn them down. I can't wear them because I can't turn them down. Everybody's shouting at me. Everything is loud, super loud. So I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board and maybe go up some, maybe go up like 1,000 or 1,500. Let's see how maybe I'm doing something wrong. They got a little pamphlet, but you gotta have 20/20 vision to read it on your directions or instructions. Anyway, I can't figure out how to turn them down, and like I said, everything's loud and I can't take all the loud, so I don't even know where they are now. I don't know what I did with them. So that's all I got to talk about this on this video. Hopefully I'll think of something. Oh, and I got some seeds for some plants from China. And they're supposed to be flowers. They didn't say what kind of flowers they are. I ordered these, so it's not like some time ago, I think they were sending seeds over to people unannounced or whatever. But I ordered these seeds, and they had really big foliage that was pretty and everything. So I'm gonna plant them, but I have no idea what they are. When they start to come up, or when they get to be full grown, I will take pictures or video and let y'all see what it is. And if I get shut down by the HOA or something because they're taking over the yard, oh my God, what a thought. Oh, and our HOA was looking for people to volunteer. So my daughter thought it would be a good idea. Let's get mom something to do. Let's get mom on the HOA. I don't think so. First of all, there's 58 houses. Every house pays $1,500 a year, which comes out to about $87,000 that the HOA is in charge of. And I'm not going to be in charge of anybody's $80-something thousand except my own, if I ever get it. But I told them, I'll pass. And it's aggravation that I don't need, because they just made a guy cut his trees down in his yard. I don't know, they seemed like they were dead. But, and if I had dead trees in my yard, nobody would have to tell me to take them down. I'd take them down because I'd be afraid they'd fall in the house, fall and hit the house. But anyway, they were over and they made him take his trees down. Well, now that he's cut them, they don't look so dead. It was like all the branches or whatever, but in the middle of the tree, where he's cut it down, it looks really alive. So, like I said, I believe in HOAs, but I believe some of them just have a little bit too much overreach over the people and what they can do and stuff. But anyway, that's my story for today, for this week. Everybody be good. We'll have, Memorial Day is coming up, which is a solemn time. And I do want to go and put some flowers on my husband's grave. So I may be out of town for a few days. I'll let y'all know. And is anybody going any place, like on a trip? Oh, and I was talking to my doctor today, and she said that they had just taken their little ones to Disney World Land. And so I said, didn't you enjoy it? And she said, we loved it. She said, matter of fact, on our 10th anniversary next year, we've already made, the reservations, and we're paying on the trip and all that stuff. My husband and I are going back without the kids so we can enjoy it. Isn't it? But I get excited when I see those characters, and I'm as bad as the little kids. What about y'all? Anyway, I thought that was kind of cute and funny. Well, okay. So let's get back to business here. Thank y'all for coming and sitting and talking with me. And I hope I didn't offend anybody by anything that I discussed today. And if you're Diddy, please don't sue me or whatever. I'm only repeating things that I saw on the news. I have no knowledge of anything that you've done. I'm just repeating stuff that's on the Daily Mail. And about my hearing aids, I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. I thought $200 was pretty. Matter of fact, they were on sale. They were really $449, and they were going for $200. But like I said, I can't find a volume. I've pressed on them and everything. Nothing. It's still just extremely loud. So, but anyway, back to thank you for being here. And if you want, please subscribe. I need subscribers. I need y'all to say, oh, she's okay, even though she shows up every now and then. That's not true. I try. And you know I try. And then when I do come, I stay too long. It's like company come to your house. They just wear out their welcome. They just won't go. Isn't that terrible when somebody comes to your house and you've really enjoyed them? You know, one of my husbands was like that. We used to go places and you could tell that the people were tired of us after a while, you know, and they'd start like this, you know, or looking at their watch. And it's like he was oblivious to all of that. And I would tell him when we go home, I said, you know, they wanted us to leave a long time ago. And he'd go, no, they didn't. So maybe he just didn't want to go home with me. I don't know. I mean, that's how it finally ended, you know. He went home with somebody else and just didn't come back. But lucky me, too. He was just in the way of a good man that was waiting in the wings. Yep, number 3 was perfect. Yep, great guy. Anyway, on that note, I really am going to go now. Thank y'all for coming. To all of you. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye. Oh, and let's see if I can get the remote to go off. I don't know. Okay, here comes Zan.